So if you look at this page right here, I'm just going to make sure that we're good with this one. I can see that the shaded area is up against the x-axis. We can all see that, right?
Yeah.
So that means that when we find the area under the curve, that we're finding it in terms of x, which is how we've done all the problems so far. So this would be from -2 to 3 of that function, x to the 4th over 8 minus x squared over 2 dx. If we were to do the limit form, the limit of sums version, I would say the limit as n goes to infinity, and then what would be next? 5 over n. Summation from I equals 1 to n of
1/8.
Okay.
5 over n I minus 2.
To the 4th.
Minus 1/8. 5 over n I minus 2.
Okay. So the 5 over n is because we had upper bound, which was 3 minus lower bound. So 3 minus -2 is what made the 5 for 5 over n. For the x, we plugged in 5 over ni minus 2. We used -2 because it was the lower bound. And then we just wrote this as 1/8 x to the 4th and 1/2 x squared. Okay. So number 5, very similar. Number 6 is different because it's not up against the x-axis. What axis is it up against? The y. So we're going to write the problem. We're just going to do everything in terms of y. So the interval is going to be from 2 to 6. We have to write the function in terms of y instead of in terms of x, which means we need to solve for x. We need the x to be completely alone. So I'm going to go ahead and square root each side. Square root y equals x. So I'm going to say square root y and then dy. And then if I were to write the limit notation, I would say the limit as n goes to infinity. And then what would I have?
4 over n, n sigma I equals 1, n parentheses squared root 4 and
4 over ni plus 2. So that one's just in terms of y because it goes to the y-axis instead of the x-axis. Okay. Let's go ahead and skip down to number 10. So this says to sketch the graph of the definite integral without a calculator. This is going all the way back to the summer assignment section.
How much is the calculator supposed to do?
Most of it? All of it? Most of it? These ones will go relatively quickly. 16 through 27 are pretty quick because they're just using those properties. So the brunt of the work is the rest of it. All right. So if we look at this, summer assignment was kind of reminding you how to graph some of this stuff by hand. Do you guys remember what a square root graph looks like?
It's the J.
Sideways parabola. What are the transformations that have happened to this?
Over the y-axis.
Reflect over the x-axis and
It's been
shifted
to
the left one. All right, so we're going to go, instead of 0, it's left 1, and then it's 1, and then 3. And that's what the graph looks like. And they want us to find the area from 0 to 3. Is our area going to be positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative, okay. And now it says to evaluate with the graphing calculator. So let's grab our calculators. And do you guys remember how to evaluate a derivative using the graphing calculator?
Isn't it like in the math?
Yep, you hit math 8. Integral is math 9. Yeah, math 8 derivative, math 9 integral. I wonder how I should type this.
Exactly like it's shown.
Exactly the way it looks. 0 to 3, negative square root x plus 1 dx. I should hear clicking because I am not your calculator. So you should all be clicking, finding it, finding it, finding it.
I don't know how to write it. It's not pretty one.
What does yours say?
F int.
Yeah, that's what mine says too.
We'll have to
That's
update
not
our
what mine
So many of you guys need updates. Oh, yours is going to be old. Bring yours up here. I think yours might be,
I have a new one, but it doesn't usually turn on, so it's just...
Is it, like, dead?
Yeah. Kinda like the batteries. It's not the biggest connection.
Did you do that too? I don't know.
Just do that.
I don't
Yeah, that's
know.
what I got. No, it's okay. We get the same answer.
You did. You typed in derivative.
Will you Google it real fast? I know it has to do with commas. You put commas with lower bound and upper bound and stuff, but Google it. All right, so you should be getting negative 4.6666666666667.
How do you write it when it's not?
Wait, what happens if you get 9 answers?
You have a typo somewhere.
Like I had a typo yesterday that bugged me for like 20 minutes.
So the area there is negative 14 thirds. Okay. Who needs a calculator update?
Me.
2?
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Does it
You
make that
guys
much
go
of a
back and
difference?
use one of the school calculators, and I'll start updating your calculators.
Wait, did you say
I apologize for being
Yeah.
careful.
But I
Now.
got the same.
That's fine. All right, so go grab a school calculator.
Yeah, I got the negative 4.6.
Then yours is fine.
Yeah. It says the F int.